In the high skies of Asgard, and across the blood-soaked fields of Midgard, they rode like storm winds, swift, silent, and sovereign. They were the Valkyries, Odin's handmaidens, and yet far more than mere servants. They were death's gentle touch, and war's fierce glory, the divine arbiters of fate. Each Valkyrie was a vision of strength and grace, clad in armor that shimmered like a northern lights, with winged helms and spears that gleamed. They descended upon battlefields not as angels of mercy, but as judges of destiny. Their duty was to choose which warriors lived and which would die. The Valkyries were not born of mortal wombs. They emerged from the will of Odin himself, conjured by the All-Father to serve a greater cause. But they were not mindless extensions of his power. Each Valkyrie had a name, a voice, and a purpose. Brynhildr, Sigrun, Gondol, Skolgul, and many more. They rode through thunder on steeds that galloped across the sky and sea alike. While Odin led from above, it was the Valkyries who stood among the dying and whispered the final words into a warrior's ears. A soft touch to the brow, and the chosen soul would rise, not in pain but in pride, to be carried to Valhalla, the golden hall of fallen heroes. These honored dead would feast and train for the final war, Ragnarok, where Odin would call forth the battle once again. To mortals, Valkyries were both terrifying and wondrous. Some warriors claimed to have seen them moments before death, figures of radiant beauty, eyes like winter stars, faces neither cruel nor kind, and others believed their mere presence could change fate itself. A glance from a Valkyrie could shift a doomed man to glory, or vice versa. But not all who saw Valkyries died. There were stories, rare and powerful, of Valkyries falling in love with mortal men. When these warrior maidens chose to forsake Asgard, they became mortal themselves, bound by love and sorrow. One such tale is that of Brynhildr, a Valkyrie who defied Odin by saving a life he had marked for death. For her disobedience, she was cast from Asgard, imprisoned in a ring of fire, and cursed to sleep until a worthy hero braved the flames to claim her. It was in these moments that the Valkyries showed their duality, not just fierce agents of fate, but women who could weep, love, and even defy the gods. So Brynhildr's tale echoed as one of the most haunting and human among the Valkyrie. After her punishment, she was awakened by the mortal hero Sigurd, who passed through the flames to claim her as his bride. For a time, she knew joy beyond the cold halls of the gods, and yet fate, as it often does in Norse myth, was cruel and unbending. Sigurd was deceived, his love stolen by treachery and magic. Brynhildr, betrayed and filled with grief, brought about her own death and that of Sigurd. In their tragic end, the line between mortal and divine blurred. The mighty Valkyrie, once above men, reduced to heartbreak and vengeance. And yet, Brynhildr's defiance remained etched into legend, a testament to the fact that even those closest to the gods could shape destiny, if only briefly. In Asgard, they served as cupbearers in Valhalla, offering mead to the fallen heroes who trained tirelessly for Ragnarok. They sang songs of valor and honored the dead with feasts and memory. They were both warriors and mourners, celebrating life even as they presided over death. Some sagas claim that Valkyries had prophetic abilities, where they could glimpse into the threads of fate before they were woven. This foresight made them more than mere agents of Odin's will. It made them his advisors, whispering omens and secrets from the battlefield into the god's ear. And that purpose would find itself at the final crescendo of Ragnarok, the end of all things. When the world would burn and the gods would fall, it was the Valkyries who would lead the Einherjar, the chosen dead, onto the field of the last war. They would ride into the twilight like comets, no longer just observers or messengers of death, but as active warriors in the final stance of existence. The sky would tear open with the sound of hoofbeats, and the last breath of the cosmos would be accompanied by the cries of these immortal women. And yet, even in the doom-laden prophecy, the Valkyries hold a strange hope. For if the world ends, it may also be reborn, and perhaps in that new dawn, they too will ride again, not to choose who dies, but to witness what survives.